Good day. My name is Stacey. I'm an international multiple award-winning child author and activist. Today, I would like to read to you my fourth book titled Tim's Answer. I hope you enjoy. Let's get to it. Tim makes a new discovery. After finishing his food, Tim got to his room to make sure that he did not leave any precious items behind. From his room, he went straight into the car and was waiting for his parents. While doing so, he decided to read a book titled Bob and the Snake. This book was written by the then 8-year-old Stacey. The book started off really interesting, and Tim loves it so much. Wow, he said. What is going to happen next? Tim kept asking as he read one word after the other, one sentence after the other, one page after the other, and one chapter after the other. Tim could not stop reading. He just kept on reading like no one was watching, although his parents were standing right there. As Tim raised his head to stretch his neck because it was bent for too long, he heard a noise. His parents were standing outside his door waiting for him to open the car because he accidentally locked the car. He turned back and continued reading while ignoring the sound. Bang! This time, his mother knocked at the door gently. At this knock, Tim realized that his parents were waiting for him to open the car door. Chick, chick! The car door was open. Tim's parents were really upset with him, but because he was reading, they sort of did not say a word. Added to that, they were kind of running late, so they chose to focus on leaving. Part 2. Tim's time is now. Your time could be now. Tim's trick failed. Tim's mother drove off while Tim continued reading. There was silence in the car because his father was also reading a newspaper. Soon, Tim heard, "Screech!" Their car had stopped. They all jumped out to get their luggage and went to get their tickets. As soon as they got their tickets, they got onto the plane. Their car would stay at the airport parking lot till they came back from their trip. They took their seats in the plane, ready for liftoff, blah, blah, blah. That was all Tim was hearing from the flight attendant. And then the pilot. He was too keen to get on and continue reading his book. As soon as they had settled, his parents were on their mobile phones while Tim continued reading. This book is now my favorite book, Tim told himself. His parents didn't really like reading books. For Tim, reading was becoming his best pastime. Besides, his class book review was coming up, and he already knows which book he was going to review. He remained excited as he read on. For a moment, I thought that Tim was going to tell his parents that he had found his role model in that book. I even guessed that it could be Bob the boy or Lob the snake. But no, Tim finished reading the book just 5 seconds before snack time. He had a chicken and mayo sandwich with a juice because his parents did not encourage fizzy drinks. Tasty, he said so loud that everyone in the plane must have heard him. But as he tried to pretend to enjoy his food, 2 sleeping babies started crying. Sorry, he said, I am just really hungry. On and on he ate. Oh no, too full. He ran to the toilet and vomited. Then he returned to his seat. As he sat down, he asked his mom, Mom, when is the flight over? In 3 hours, answered his mother. So, you better get some rest, she added. Tim was not happy and tried all the tricks he could just to stay awake. He tried to play, but no one was interested. He tried to talk, but people were too busy doing their own things. Actually, more than half of the plane was sleeping. Then he decided to think. As he thought, he rolled his eyes in all directions, but nothing happened. Then he started thinking again. This time, he was talking with his lips and not his voice. His lips moved up and down as he said, My mom said in 3 hours. He counted his fingers slowly. 1, 2, 3. Well, I better not fall asleep now. He got his lips sealed pretty tight, his head tilted to his right side, and waited for sweet dreams in the air. Tim thought that he was dreaming when he heard his mother's voice saying, "We are there! Wake up, Tim! Look at this beautiful weather! As soon as we get to our rooms, we may go to the beach and swim." "No," Tim said, jumping up. "I came here for a reason, and that reason is to find my role model," he said loudly, almost as if he was protesting. Tim's mother was suspiciously silent. "But you do not shout at your mother like that," said Tim's father in a deep voice, interrupting Tim, who was saying, "Sorry, Mom, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings." That brought on a broad smile to her face. "Good boy, Tim. At least you've shown me that you want to learn," she said, and gave Tim a big hug. Then she took their luggage and handed it to them one by one, starting with Tim's father. The rush in America was a lot. People and their bags seemed to be passing all over Tim and his parents. They struggled to the front of the line to check for their accommodation. There was one room left, so they took it. They would stay in a 4-star hotel. It had everything you needed. It even had a place for children to hang out, and so on. Tim's parents paid a lot of money to stay here. He vowed that he would do his best in finding his role model, so that the money would not go to waste. Would he? It was not a long drive to the hotel. It was not Tim's family's first time in America, but they had not stayed in this hotel before. Tim settled into his room with his parents. They had unpacked their bag while Tim was searching great people in American history on his mobile device. A bunch of people came up to him, so Tim looked and read their stories on how each of them made a difference in the world, or say how they changed the world. Why would he be my role model? Do I like what she did? How do I meet her? Where does he work/stay? If I meet her, what would I ask her? These were some of the many questions that Tim asked himself as he read through so many pages. Tim selected 5 people and asked his parents about their opinions. They advised him lightly and warned him that because it has to be someone that he feels good about, all they could do is add more information on what he already has. Best of all, they promised to take Tim to go and meet his number one role model before they go back to South Africa. Tim's parents told him that they are only his guides. By the time Tim was finished listening to his parents' guidance, it was dinner time. This timing was good because Tim was starving. They left for their meals. It was a big restaurant, so the family sat at a quieter corner. "This is a child-friendly spot," his father said as he pulled out his chair to sit down. They all sat down waiting for the menu. Tim does not like being referred to as a child, but he could not complain because every time he does, his mother just looks at him and says, "You will always be my child, my baby boy, even when you become a grandfather." "Dad," Tim spoke, "why is the dinner hall so empty?" "Because people have gone out viewing, shopping, and eating elsewhere," Tim's dad responded. He added that most people don't like eating in hotel restaurants, especially if they have a long stay in the hotel. "Why?" asked Tim. "I don't know," his father said quickly. "I think that he was hungry and just wanted to wait for his food quietly." "Because they want variety," his mother added. Tim and his parents were served. His mother and father said thank you to the gentleman who served the food, and they all started eating. Tim's plate looked full. He was happy. He loves the fact that Americans serve very large portions. Tim thanked his parents after taking the first taste, said a prayer of gratitude, and then carried on eating. None of them said a single word again. The food tasted nice, so Tim finished his food. By the time he could say the word supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, he was ready for dessert. Traveling to America from South Africa is long, so they went straight into bed after their meals. Tim slept off, hoping to dream about who of those 5 people will be his favorite role model. Ring, ring, went Tim's alarm on his watch. It was the next day and time to wake up. Tim woke his parents up and quickly showered. He went down to the kids' floor, played for a few minutes, then went for breakfast, where he found his parents eating already. Tim walked slowly, sat down, and ate his food that was already on the table. After eating, he went back upstairs and was researching and looking for pictures of his 5 role models. Tim stayed in the room for a whole day researching. He even missed lunch without noticing. Strange enough, his parents did not come to disturb him. They sat down in the hotel restaurant, talking and drinking coffee. However, Tim was down in time for supper. Tim's search continues. During supper, Tim did not say a word. He did not want to go sightseeing the next day. Something strange had happened to Tim when he was doing his research, but he did not really know what. As they were eating, click, Tim realized that he did not want anyone from America as his role model. He thought of the other countries that his teachers agreed with him, but no. He has been to Italy and Portugal. He has read a lot about the people in these countries, but really, no one seems to be the one role model. At this point, a feeling went through Tim's body. Then he realized he wanted someone from Africa. After all his trips and visits, Tim had realized that he was missing the whole idea of a role model. He wanted a role model with his skin color and his values. He did not need to go overseas. He may find a role model where he was born. But is that possible? After they went to their room, Tim told his parents that his role model is in Africa. He was so confident, one would think that he found his role model already. He explained to his parents that since Egypt is in the Horn of Africa, he would have loved for them to go there so that he could find his role model in Egypt. Tim told his parents that everyone talks about Cape to Cairo. He does not want the trip, but Cape and Cairo represent his role model. Where is he? Tim's mother asked. Or she, his father added smartly. Tim told his parents that he realized that his role model is in South Africa. Tim asked his father to cancel all trips and that they must go back home. Still, Tim did not know who in South Africa could be his role model. He knew that he has a role model at home, in his neighborhood, in Johannesburg, in the Gauteng province, in South Africa, in his continent of birth. Tim and his parents spent the rest of their days in America sightseeing. They visited museums and learning centers. Secretly, his parents hoped that Tim would just find a role model in America. Days went by, and Tim was more interested in knowing about the continent of America and not individuals. He learned about America's superpower journey, America's universes, American businesses, and more. And then the time came for the family to leave. They came back to Johannesburg, where Tim spent a lot of time playing and bonding with his friends in their neighborhood. For some reason, he did not worry about finding a role model again. He did not care what to tell his parents, his teachers, and his principal. Tim just wanted to play and grow. But each time his parents asked him about his role model, he would say, "Do not worry, Mommy and Daddy. I will not fail you. Soon I will have found my role model." Tim's parents looked like they did not worry, but they worried. Time went by so fast, and of course, it was back to school time. Tim had always loved school, so he looked forward to day 1. He did not meet any of his grade mates during the holiday. I guess they will have a lot to talk about during their meet at school. Project presentations. On the first day of school, after the school holidays, the children were asked to speak about their holiday. Speaking about holidays is a tradition for every first day at school. How they do it is that the teacher sits with the children on their desks, and one by one the children move to the front of the class. They are given 5 minutes each. Some talk for more time, others talk for less time, but they are being timed by a chosen timekeeper. What is different in Tim's school is that the presentation counts as marks at the end of the term. This means that some children write down their holidays' activities, some take pictures, and some even record videos. They do their presentation with a lot of detail in color, size, shape, number, and type. Akko's story stood out for many. They went to KwaZulu Natal. They went to their village in KwaZulu Natal province of South Africa. He spent a lot of time playing with the children there. What he noticed is that no one really has time for when breakfast was eaten. But during lunch and mostly supper, the children gathered around under trees and shared their food. He said that children would bring food from their houses, they would call for each other, and together they would sit under a tree. Akko said that it did not matter who did not bring food, but everyone ate everyone else's food. Since Akko was a visitor, he struggled to identify who brought what food. Akko was looking for reactions of the children each time a bowl was getting empty. He wanted to see them sad that their food will be finished, but Akko said he did not notice anyone reacting in that way. These children are the best sharers I have ever met. They would get a piece of bread and call out for others before eating. They shared everything. I would like to go back there and learn how they do it so I can teach the people in this school how to share without being sad, Akko said as his time ran out. The class went into big loud claps and bangs on their desk. Everyone seemed happy to Akko, but the teacher had tears in their eyes. Even though they were happy and loud, most of the children were touched by a lovely story about a group of sharers. Tim, his teachers, and the children in his class must be thinking that most of them probably have more than the village children, but they do not share as much. I guess it is because that people live differently in different places. Oh, these children had beautiful stories, and everyone seemed to wish that they were in the other person's holiday. No one accepted that their holiday wasn't the best, but then they carried on and on and on. Finally, it was Tim's turn to present. Why is Tim the last to talk? Well, nobody seemed to care. All I can say is that it was Tim's turn to tell his story, and he gave a speech so unforgettable. His teachers were surprised, and they still remember what he said up until this day. Thank you for listening to me read my fourth book titled Tim's Answer. I hope you have a great day.